Hi guys, my name is Aditya 𝗕. I'm a qualified ACCA since September 2015. I've worked with many multinational companies in India as well as I'm teaching with Zell Education since the past couple of years. We have had hundreds of students who have passed in first attempt. We have had multiple batches where all students have passed. That is, we have had 100% passing rates. We have had extraordinary students who have scored such extraordinary marks that they have scored rank 1 in India, and also at the same time they have achieved rank globally also. In this video, I want to summarize few tips and tricks that I have learned as a student and as a tutor in a hope that these tips will help you pass the paper in first attempt. Welcome to Tips and Tricks of SBR. I know you guys would be very much confused and tense right now regarding the paper. Let me help you with some tips and tricks on how to better pass this paper. I am sure if you follow these tips and tricks, there is no way that can stop you from passing this paper. Please follow this because the examiner has specifically said to do these things and avoid such things in your paper. The first and foremost important thing that you need to keep in mind is whenever you are answering any SBR question, you need to make sure that you quote the name and number of the standard. Why I say this is because it is very relevant for the examiner to know that you know which technical standard we are referring to. That is why you should always start your answer with quoting the standard first. After you quote your standard, you should say what is the guidance given by the standard. Once you state the guidance, you should explain what is the problem given in the question. Then you should link your guidance that you have just written with the question that is given to you. Always remember this. You will only get marks when you link your guidance to the question. If you don't link that, there is nothing that the examiner is going to give you. You need to give them the solution for the problem that they have presented in front of you. They are not looking at the generic answer. They are looking at more of a solution to the problem that is given to you. Always also remember to conclude your answer. If you don't conclude your answer, you will be penalized by 2-3 marks. The second tip to remember is always start with your best question first. If you do that, your whole paper will go very confidently because the start has been very amazing for you. The third tip is, out of the first question that is of 50 marks, you should definitely try at least 35 marks. The reason being, this question, which will be on either group consolidation or on cash flow, is very easy. You should only remember the working notes and you should know how do you have to explain those working notes. Because in exam, you will be asked to explain what is the working that you have done. If you don't know what is the working that you have done, you are not going to get any marks. So remember, the working notes are not going to carry more marks. It is the explanation part that is going to carry more weightage. The fourth tip is, try and attempt the full paper. I personally feel that if you attempt the paper fully, there are 50% chance that you will pass this paper. The fifth tip to remember is, be very sure about the time management. You need to plan your answers accordingly. The first 50 marks needs to be answered within first 1.5 hours. The sixth tip will be, always read the requirement first. The reason being, as and when you are reading the question, you will in your mind frame a plan of attack. That is more important to answer any SBR question. The next tip is something that I get usually from the students. They always ask me, so what is the length of answer that we should write for a 10 marks question? Please remember this. In ACCA SBR paper, the length does not matter. It is the quality of your answer that matters. The quality should be topmost quality. How you achieve that is, you need to write one valid point and leave a line. Write second valid point and leave a line. Always remember this. For each valid point, you are going to get 1 mark. Another important thing to remember is, do not write your answer in paragraph form, in hyphen form, or in numerical form. The reason being, the examiner has clearly said paragraph style or numerical style are completely going to be rejected. That is why you should always write your answer in the form that you write first valid point, leave a line. Write second valid point, leave another line. Also remember, in consolidation, if your one working note is wrong, they are not going to penalize you for the whole question. They are only going to penalize you for that working note. You will still get marks for all the working notes that you have done correctly. Most of these tips that you have just heard will help you pass all the papers of ACCA. So please keep them in mind.